jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
You're tuned in to WCS. Salute to everyone that is headed to the building, who got the notification. I want to give a big salute to the supporters of the channel. Always, man, you appreciate it. Continue to support. Continue to drop your input in the chat. That's all we need is your input. You know what I'm saying? I got some topics. This live is not going to be too long, but I got some hot topics. We want to talk about a little something. And every time I say, it's not going to be long, it end up being damn near 2 hours. But let's get right down to it. And as always, this is WCS, man. You know how we get down. I think first I'm going to start with the Christian Baez situation. You know what I'm saying? Christian Baez fought Ruben Torres, and there was a lightweight affair, right? And the fight ended in the 7th round following a knockdown. Now, a knockdown, of course, isn't anything new or unknown to the sport of boxing. But with everything that goes on in boxing, every now and then people want to talk about sportsmanship. With all the damn backstabbing, all the damn decapitation, all the freaking juggler, all the damn Achilles tendon tears, all the Nancy Kerrigan type of damn sabotages. People want to talk about sportsmanship. There's one rule in boxing that they tell a fighter all the time, no matter what. Protect yourself at all times, right? They tell you that. And Christian Baez had just been knocked down by Ruben Torres. So when he was in the process, the ref checking him out and everything, called fighters back. Christian Baez wanted to touch gloves. I can give you many scenarios as to why he wanted to touch gloves, because he was probably still hurt. He just wanted to take a little bit more time. He didn't want Torres to rush in on him, and because he just wasn't right. He wasn't 100%. So he's still trying to shake it out a little bit. What Torres do? Torres dapped him up and put him on the clock. He dapped him up and put him on the clock. He said, I'm on a different time. He dapped the man up and immediately threw a left hand that landed and knocked that man out stiff. That just goes to show you he was still hurt. Torres dapped the man, touched gloves, pop! Immediately, Baez goes down, stiff, scarecrow, sunbathing under the lights. And people up here saying, oh, that's one of the most dirtiest moves. I think that's worse than Floyd Mayweather and Victor Ortiz. I'm like, now hold up now. There's some other people that's up there too now. We're not just going to talk about touching the gloves and then try to swing on them. You touch gloves, you have to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just go back to Jai Tucker's fight when they tried to treat him like he was a little kid, coming off the school ground and just been in boxing for 2 weeks. Man tried to swing on him. Jahaz slipped underneath and said, "Okay, let's go to work. God damn it, you, you trying to play that way? Okay, cool. I was trying to be a sportsman about it. I don't think Torres did anything wrong. He knocked Bias out. He couldn't continue, and it was all fair. You know what I'm saying? All fair in love and war, right? One thing they teach you, it may be cliche, but protect yourselves is all time. And we've seen fighters not do it, have a lapse in judgment, and get put to sleep. So let's not just run for the hills and say, "Oh man, that was a dirty." He didn't hit him low. We wasn't talking about Andrew Galata. You know, this wasn't anything low, man. This wasn't Elijah Tillery, kicking Riddick Bowe. This wasn't Antonio Aoki when he caused Muhammad Ali to get blood clots in his leg. You know what I'm saying? In a mixed combat sports match. This was clean. This was clean, dog. This man is 19-0, 16 knockouts, and his last knockout came from a situation that happens in boxing all the time. They're trying to act like he did something wrong. Man, he was good. Leave that man alone. He was good. Shout out to Ruben Torres for, displaying his tactical strategy. You know what I'm saying? You don't get paid for overtime in boxing. If a fighter's going to dap you up, put your hands up. You just don't dap and think, "Oh, man, that's my friend." No, this dude is undefeated. Baez had one loss to his resume. You know what that one loss was? A knockout. Well, who was trying to keep his O? Torres. Torres trying to keep that O. 24 years old, he was trying to keep his O and move up the damn ladder. So stop giving that man a hard time, bro. Andrew Charles on deck. What's good? Bruce Guys, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Salute to you. Andrew Charles of World Combat Sports. Salute to you, Andrew. Salute, my brother. Lost Art of Boxing. What's good? What's good? He said, "What's good, family? What's good with you?" I'm all for jumping on your opponent immediately after the break or adapt in this case. You really don't see that level of aggression that often in boxing. It's just that one line, right? Seriously. It's just this one line of sportsmanship that's rarely used. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like an unspoken code of conduct that they expect you to abide by in one of the most violent sport in combat. They expect you to abide by this code of ethics. Boxing don't have a code of ethics, bro. Boxing it can get grimy and dirty. Forearms, elbows, all that shit. Low blows to the cup. But this one little policy, this one little code of ethics that people overlook because it's barely a problem. You know what I'm saying? A very small percentage. And this happened to be one of those nights that people felt like he dapped them up, pop, with the left, done, over, stiff. Perfectly legal, not wind aided. Perfectly good shot. And they really saying this man threw a dirty shot. Boxing need to get it together. It's a lot of other dirty shit that we're going to talk about that's in boxing that you need to be concerned about. What Ruben Torres did to Christian Baez was absolutely fair game. Let's not forget that. It was fair game, shawty. It was fair fucking game, dog. So y'all stop whining. Balash on deck. Salute to you. What's good, people? How am I feeling? I'm not feeling too good, man. I'm out here, but be honest, I'm gonna have to, look after mom because mom ain't doing too well. You know what I'm saying? When I choose to talk about what happened in the fam, I will, but yeah, I'm just trying to kind of break the funk a little bit, come on here late, talking a little talk, and then getting off. Shout out to Skywalker, man. Appreciate you pulling up that Skywalker. Salute to you. He said salute WCS in the chat. Salute to you, brother. Yeah, I'm not against the that fake out. I'm not, man. It's all fair, man. Come on, bro. You know you about to fight. You know you about to battle. Get your hands up, man. Let's not play like boxing is some nursery. This isn't a daycare. This is professional sports, man. Come on, bro. You already know. Look, Baez, he was 18-1. And you trying to tell me he'd never been in a situation that he totally understood the totality of if he didn't put his hands up when the fight is that close, the possibility of him getting knocked the fuck out. And that's exactly what was administered. He was stretched. And people are just getting on Ruben Torres saying he's a dirty fighter and all that other shit. Man, come on, boxing, man. We better than this. Fans, you better than this, man. It's a lot of the dirty shit that we seen inside them ropes, and this is not one of them. This isn't one of them, man. Torres is 19-0, and no one should question that. No one should say, oh, you need a rematch with Baez. That was dirty. Nope. He don't need a rematch with Baez. He need to go to the next person that's there that that they match him up with and keep it moving. Perfectly cool. Baez just had a lapse in judgment, complacency, and he paid the ultimate penalty for it in this case. Shout out to Sir Ken, World Combat Sports. Salute to the wrenches and salute to the chats. Smash the like button. Appreciate you there, Sir Ken, always. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, brother. So let's get to let's briefly touch bases on the two figures. And I know you like the scheme. Nobody else is really doing it like that, but I'm not here to be first, okay? Every now and then when I want to be pretty, I'd be pretty. But hey, check this out though. What I like about the Bud Crawford and Errol Spence situation when it comes to media is that it's really nothing to talk about. Look, man, we've been through the gauntlet, back and forth. We field dated, we cleaned it up, we dirtied it, we made it all junky, cleaned it up again. It's only so many times that you can sit up here and retrace, the footprints that we've left talking about Crawford Spence. I haven't given up. I still feel the same way I do about Crawford stepping on Spence, if the fight happened. That's the way I feel. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's not going to agree with it. It's all good. But what I do like is that, the clickbaiters was forced to fall back in this situation because it's no new information. Now they feel lonely and left out because they say, well, come to think about it, what do you suggest Spence do? Should Spence just go fight, somebody else? Who would? It's almost like they're heartbroken, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, going with the wind type heartbroken, dog. Look, it's just hilarious. You shouldn't have destroyed the fight. This fight has been absolutely destroyed by individuals that refuse to take heed to the warning that was given the first half of 2022. I keep reiterating that Timothy Smith told us about this right here. It wasn't like we was caught off guard. They told us ahead of time before Spence stepped in the room against Yordenis Ugas. Thank you, Timothy. They didn't want to take you serious. Thank you. Thank you. For real. Thank you for telling us where we was at. And it's not Bud Crawford's fault. You know what I'm saying? It's not Bud Crawford's fault. It's the fact that PBC is incapable of making this fight due to whatever measures that are hindering it behind the scenes. So I know your arm has been tired because every time I see it, it's fully extended and you have your index finger pointing at damn Team Crawford. No, point at PBC and point at Errol Spence. Because you know what? Somehow, some way, we can see all these other fights, people getting paid $70+ million. We see all these other undisputed, unified matches going on around the welterweight division. But yet we can't even get one We can't get one division done. We might even see bantamweight. In a way, he might be able to also become undisputed before the welterweight division. We might see the 170-pound, 75-pound division. We might even see heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? That's incredibly disappointing. But it's beautiful because to the YTC, the clickbaiters have nothing else to talk about when it comes to Bud and Spence. Zero. Not talking with your sources, not talking about this. You know, it's pretty peaceful around here in the YTC, for real. Because you got to talk about the heavyweight division. Yeah, let's get back to the real the meat and potatoes of what was buzzing on this YTC. It was the heavyweight division. Yeah, we have something that's tantalizing. You know what I'm saying? We're about to possibly see Usyk Fury near the end of the year. I'm no way, shape, or form against that fight. Guess what? It's just all about who you're going to pick to win. Then we got Deontay Wilder, Robert Helenius. You know what I'm saying? We have Daniel Dubois saying he wants Dillian White. We have a lot of heavyweight fights. We just had Zhang and Herkovic go down. You know, Herkovic was able to, come back, rise to the occasion, and get that victory. We have a lot of fights that's going on in the heavyweight division. Jared Anderson. You know what I'm saying? You can't forget Jared Anderson. He said he wants a step up fight after his next fight. Also, Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller is off suspension. I believe he had 2 fights already. He's trying to get back in the fight shape. He ballooned up to over 300 plus pounds again. That's not anything new. We've seen Jarrell Miller fight in the 300s before. That's no big deal. But yeah, we got the buzz of the heavyweight division, man. Once again, we got the buzz of the heavyweight division. But the welterweight division is still the topic of Pandora's box, man. There's just so much going on that we're trying to figure out. All the mystery, the suspense, you know what I'm saying? Every twist and turn, you know what I'm saying? It always have to be a climactic moment dealing with this shit. It's no more. The clickbaiters do not have material to refresh the listeners into believing this fight is any closer. It's nothing out there. And you know what? It's so peaceful in the YTC, not seeing y'all come up here and create false ass stories, you know what I'm saying? And talk about bullshit that's going on with Crawford and Spence, and it ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? It's peaceful. Yeah, I said it. Let me get back to the chat. Y'all know there will be better days for you. I'm kind of going through some low days mentally. Yeah, for sure, man. I feel you on that. I know a lot of people asking me what exactly happened. You know, I pretty much put it out there sooner or later, but not right now. You know, my sister was just buried, so I'm gonna give time for the soil to harden. The time to go by for the family to just continue to mourn. So, you know how it is, man. You know how that goes. The Bud Spence convo has been cooked. That shit is burnt to a crisp. You got that right, Andrew. It's burnt. Look, Andrew. It's overcooked. You know how you overcook it, the meal look like it's cooked until you bite into it and it's rubbery. That's this topic right here. It's overcooked, man. We did a disservice. I said we. I wasn't putting clickbait up there, but I was speaking on it. So I have to be a contributor. I have to be a participant. I have to hold myself culpable, that I was a part of it, speaking on it. But I wasn't a part of burning it down. I wasn't a part of freaking setting it on fire and continuing to pour gasoline on it. I wasn't a part of that. I was saying this all along when people kept on creating storylines and creating false narratives and fake news about this shit. It was not going to do anything for the fight. The only thing it did was allow people to make some measly damn coins off of it. And now they at a point where, oh, I can't even talk about anything dealing with this fight because the mood has changed with the listeners. They pretty much are tired. You can only eat Funyuns so long. For real, you can only eat Funyuns so long until you keep talking the same shit and people say, dude, when the last time you brush, man? Damn, you eating Funyuns every fucking day, man. Brush. Goddamn, find some damn Listerine or something, man. That shit stink. Tell them, don't nobody want to hear that shit no more. Timothy, what's good, bro? W says salute, OG. Salute to you, bro. Salute. Appreciate y'all pulling up. We need to get the Big Baby versus Big Baby fight out the way. I don't even think Jarrell is looking for Jarrell Miller right now because he feels like after his next opponent, he said he's willing to try to get the winner Andy Luis Ortiz fight. He want to step up. That's what he said. He want to step up. But I'm not even going to ask my listeners about Bud Crawford and Spence. I still consider Bud pound for pound, no matter what, going on right now. I feel that he has options like he's made, note of. He would like to go to 154. I told people a while back, I said, yeah, Bud, go to 154 and try to get a fight up there. Like Jermell Charlo has proven that he's 2-0, 2 knockouts and rematches, right? I would just want Jermell Charlo to change up his attitude a little bit and fight somebody like a Terrence Crawford that's on his way up. Because it's not like Spence didn't fight Mikey Garcia. It was kudos for Spence to fight Mikey Garcia. So what's wrong with... Hold on for a second. It's not like it's something out of the ordinary for Terrence Crawford to move up to 54. At this stage in his career, he's all about it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Boxing is started off so strong in 2022, and then it's kind of fizzled down. You know what I'm saying? We still trying to find out how do we regas it up and get it back on track, because the end of the year is looking crazy. Like, just look at it this way: we're not having a Crawford Spence, right? We don't know what's going on with that. We don't have that, right? We have Devin Haney fighting Kambosos in October. I don't know why people shitting on that fight because he dominated. Once again, we're going through the psychic. You know what I'm saying? We're going through the psychological dilapidation of boxing, where a person gets something mentally. They're hoping and wishing this fight goes a certain way. So it did. It went so far to be extremely easy to the point where the fans kind of like, oh, why is he going back over there? Because it's a contract agreement. So they're not really paying attention. And then before we was like, oh man, he just get past the first half of the Aussie double. That'd be great. Well, he did it. Now he's going back over here and people don't have too much good words to say about it. I mean, it's fucked up. But what are we to say anymore? I got what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Not the fight. I didn't get the fight. But I'm saying as far as the respect that needs to be recognized, that's been absent on the YTC for this particular topic of two black fighters, of course, on the pound for pound list, and they can't even sign the fight. The promoters or whoever that's in charge, they can't get the fight to work. Two fighters on the pound for pound list cannot step in the ring together in the welterweight division. The only two fighters that's in the welterweight division that's on the pound for pound list, they're unable to make this fight happen. They're unable to make this fight happen. This is lunacy at its best, We cannot get two fighters on the pound for pound list when other fighters on the pound for pound list are fighting around these guys. Canelo Alvarez fighting around these guys, in a way, around these guys. What is going on? Even Josh Taylor, he might have came off some of those belts, 3/4, but he's still fighting. It's unbelievable. But the YTC, I hope, y'all learned a lesson, not to just be so, greedy when it comes down to a fight of this magnitude, because you shown what you was injecting into this fight was poison. You know what I'm saying? It was poison. You didn't inject anything healthy into this Crawford Spence. It was all freaking poison, venom. You know what I'm saying? It was caused to degenerate the fight. It was called to cripple. Pretty much the media, all it did was cripple the motherfucking fight. It did nothing more. It's unbelievable. This shit have not moved an inch from all the reporting, all the 55-45 shit. You know what I'm saying? All the bogus ass, it's going to be reported in the 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be reported this day. It's going to be in October. If it's going to be in November, I sure enough like to find out so I can make some reservations or something. But nope. No word. And look, it's August 23rd already. Next week, we go into September, y'all. We are in an entire different month. One more month closer to the end of the calendar year. And we still don't have Spence Crawford. God damn it. Damn. Oh, boy. Timothy said, yes, 154, the best move. Hey, man, let's see it. Let's see. And look, we all know Crawford all about taking the risk to be great. We already know that. We already know, but are these other fighters willing to take the risk? Is a Jermell Charlo willing to fight someone like Crawford? In my case, I can't call Jermell Charlo a chump. I don't know if he's scared of a boxer. I can't say that about Jermell. He went in there and stopped freaking Tony Harrison, who outboxed him in their first fight. He broke Castaño down. Does he feel like Crawford is a much more dangerous fight at the end of the day, even though he's coming up a division? Yeah, probably. Probably. But there's plenty of names up there. But I'm pretty sure at this point in Crawford's career, he want to fight for the scrap. He want to fight a title eliminator. He want to fight the fights that make sense. Not just going up there for GP and saying, I'm going to fight Danny Garcia. He's not getting nothing from Danny Garcia unless it's for a title eliminator. Period. Pop on deck. What's good with it? WCS killing the game. Salute to you, Pop. Appreciate you. PBC ain't got the money in the budget. Yeah, man. You know, a lot of people don't want to recognize that all the finger pointing comes back to, I mean, it's just so much that can go into this live, and I don't want to go there. Because I remember when they was busy worried about Terrence Crawford leaving Top Rank. They called Top Rank the plantation. They was calling my man Top Rank Toby. They had all these derogatory terms for Crawford. Even though he was doing pretty decent business, for Bob Aaron to say he could have bought a house in Beverly Hills, that means Terrence Crawford doing what he's supposed to do. But people ran with it and said it was because of Terrence Crawford's numbers. He's not a ticket seller. But goddamn it, he was making that guarantee bag. Kudos to goddamn Terrence Crawford doing your shit. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to you. But when he left and filed a lawsuit, that was retracted. Let's move on for that. We have to admit the Top Rank is putting on some of the best motherfucking fight cards right now. They have plenty of black fighters that's over there fighting on a regularity. So that blew up in their face. All the damn clickbaiters talking about Top Rank was this, that, and the other. It's funny how you see people having goddamn Bob Arum on their channel. The same people that was calling freaking Terrence Crawford Top Rank Toby. Toby. Now you want to have Bob Arum on your channel. Imagine how that works out for the clickbaiters. You feel me? Imagine how that shit works out. Imagine how Terrence Crawford can be a free agent, but still the one that's supposed to be the alpha side. You know what I'm saying? The A side in the situation. They can't make shit happen because they ain't running the game over there. They're not doing anything except going on Twitter. That's the only access they have, bro. They're not making things happen. They're not. They don't have no control. They're not a shot caller. Floyd Mayweather made that clear. Floyd Mayweather's a shot caller. Errol Spence is no shot caller over there. He has to take orders. He's a subordinate. He's a subordinate, period. Whether you like it or not. Terrence Crawford's in a place where, just like Caleb Plant was, they need that belt. It's funny how they can make the shit happen for Plant, but they can't make it for Crawford. Yeah, okay. I got you. I got you. I got you. No doubt. I got you. I heard some people say that they don't make November fight announcement in August. I don't know, but that's my last inkling of hoping I'm holding on to hear some official news about this fight. I see you use the $4.66 word, inkling. Be careful, Andrew. People get offended, especially on this channel. People get offended, man. Hey, Andrew, please stay out the thesaurus, man. Leave the dictionary alone. Just talk basic. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to use words like inkling. Not all of us know what that is outside of a ballpoint pen. Oh, shit, man. Hey, man, I encourage everyone to looking at the thesaurus and goddamn post some big ass words in this motherfucker. Because I hear some of these cats around here cleaning up their vocab. I know you are. You clean up your vocab. You understand? But it takes time to be able to fluently use these and distribute them in the rhythm that people understand in context. Okay? Don't get me to start goddamn breaking it down for you, shawty. Sir Ken said, before Bud get in the ring with anybody, I like to see him have his business side of boxing together. What business side? What business side? So if he's in the process of trying to work one fight there, Ken, how and what are you looking for him to do? Are you looking for him to once again leverage his negotiations to get that guarantee money that he's used to getting? You know what I'm saying? He's been known to get solid guarantee money, much more than Errol Spence. Okay? So if Errol Spence was getting around whatever he was getting, 1.5, you know what I'm saying, 2, let's say 1.52, and then he was going to get the rest from PPV and all that, then what does that have to do with Bud? Because if Bud is going to step into the ring with Errol Spence, a lot of what Bud Crawford is asking has to somehow, some way blend in with both of them negotiating, period. With both of them negotiating. They need Terrence Crawford. They need Terrence Crawford. So if they're really trying to play hardball, it's just proven to a lot of people they don't want the fight. If you're really trying to negotiate a contract and you don't want a rematch clause, you're telling us you really don't want the fight. Period. You're telling us you don't want the fight. If Crawford doesn't get a rematch clause, I thought you said you only had one fight left. You know, I mean, 2 fights left. It's going to be Yordenis Ugas and one other fight. Why are you not giving Bud Crawford a rematch clause? Why are you the only one? If you lose, you get a rematch clause. See? That word expose is once again floating on the surface. You don't want that man to have a rematch clause. So you're not confident in your skills. You're not confident in the GPS that's on your mouthpiece. You know what I'm saying? Because it's getting knocked out your fucking mouth, bro. Timothy said, Jamel Charlo already said Bud can get this work. I hope he don't renege. Bud beats Charlo easy than Spence, in my opinion. This is the way I look at it, Timothy, is that the Charlos has been on record as saying that they'll fight somebody. You know, Mauro Charlo has been on record as saying that, you know, If Bud wanted, he can come up and get his ass beat, and then he'll say he'll fight David Benavidez if he have to. But he's never been able to make good on it. He's never been able to like, okay, let's get some traction going on this fight. We don't want to hear Maul Charlo, who's at 60, say if Bud want to fight, I'll come down to 54 to fight him. What kind of shit is that, dog? Look, what kind of shit is that, man? Even though that fight can be made, your belt is at 160. So is Terrence Crawford going to be able to fight for your belt like Sugar Ray did when he fought Donnie Lenon? Is any belts going to be online if you're going to fight at 54? Or what are we doing? We're not fighting for fun. It has to be something in it. And then Jermell Charlo, 1 minute say, you know what Jermell Charlo said on Brian Custer podcast. Take less money. He was talking that slave talk. Take less money. Humble yourself. Be a challenger. He was talking all those slave words. You know what I'm saying? Never be defined. Stay on your knees. Don't ever look up. Just be inferior your entire life. Those are slavish type terminology. And not everybody is welcoming that type of damn mentality. So, the Charlos, they need to rise up a little bit. Not so much Mel because he got Tim Tszyu coming up. But Mauro Charlo, man, he's out of the question. But, it'll be great. He go in there and defeat Tim Tszyu. He has momentum from defending his belts. And Bud Crawford go up there and get a fight. I doubt he'll be able to get one off the rip with Jermell, but anybody up there at 54, it'll be tough. Sebastian Fundora, I hear he has a fight coming up with an older opponent, a common opponent of Errol Spence. Y'all want to know who that is? Hold on, let me stop this. He's about to fight Carlos Ocampo. Sebastian Fundora's next fight is Carlos Ocampo, man. Imagine that. Carlos Ocampo is fighting Sebastian Fundora. I'm curious to know how that's going to play out. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. But goddamn it, neither one of them are the topic of discussion tonight. We're just trying to find a way for the options to play out where we can get Bud Crawford a productive fight while PBC figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you, like I always tell y'all, man, I keep it clear as possible. I'm telling you all, if Terrence Crawford vacate that WBO belt, I'm telling you, that's what they want. That's what they want, bro. They want Terrence Crawford to vacate that WBO belt, knowing damn well if he fight for that vacant title and become undisputed, people are not going to give him the credit that he's so eagerly searching for, because Terrence Bud Crawford was not the opponent that he was in the ring with. And plus, it would be for the vacant. They're not trying to do that shit, dog. They're not going to hand that over to you freely. They're not going to tell you, oh, it's okay. We know it wasn't Crawford, but you still got undisputed. Good job. That's not going to do it. You know why? Because it's so many years has passed by with us spending hour upon hours and talking about this fight. You fight for a vacant goddamn WBO title, bro. It's going to be devastating. This is going to be devastating. They're not going to give you your credit for that. You'll go down in the four-belt era. Cool. You'll have it. But every time they mention your name, they're going to talk about the fight that should have been. The fight that never was. The fight that dissolved. The fight of conversation. They're not going to talk about in reality with respect. So if y'all trying to make it to a point where Y'all want to stall Crawford out, right? You want to stall him out. Hopefully, move up to 54 and vacate. So Spence can become the undisputed and have a couple more fights in AT&T Stadium. That would have just proved my point, people. It's a reason why they got a new nutritionist. I'm telling you. Look, it's always wrong to be wrong. It's always wrong. If I'm wrong, I will admit to being wrong. But I'm putting it out there like this. If Errol Spence has said he only had 2 more fights and then he's down to 1, let's just say he fight for the vacant WBO title. If Crawford decides to vacate, right? He's going to stay down here because they have a nutritionist now. He's going to stay down here and have some title fights in AT&T Stadium and pick up some money. Because what is he without the belts? What is he at this point without the belts? Crawford still has his Wall Street without the belts. He still does. He has his respect. He has his credibility. He has his Wall Street and his appraisal in boxing. If he chooses to go to 54, because people understand that he can continue to take risks and be great. But for Errol Spence, it's going to be a little shaky because Jerry Jones picked him up to support him and try to, bring more attention to his facility in the process of bringing boxing over there, helping Spence get a bit more, dollars to his bag. If he wins this WBO title, if that happens, he's going to stay at 147 and defend them a couple of times if he can. Now, of course, I can be absolutely wrong because you got that beast. You got that beast in Jaron Ennis. So either one, he's going to have to vacate the IBF title or fight. I can't say he won't fight Jaron Ennis. I can't say that like everybody else is. I can't say that. I can't say he won't fight Virgil Ortiz. But if he chooses to stay down here, he has options. Either fight or vacate. He doesn't have to vacate all his titles at one time. You know what I'm saying? But he can keep a couple here and there and still fight and pick up some paychecks and then decide to move to 154. But either way it goes, Crawford, it looks much more inviting to go up there and challenge at 154, in my opinion. It looks more inviting for him because he's mentioned it. He's made it perfectly clear he wouldn't mind going up to 54. So why not? Why not, bro? That would be crazy matchup to see manifest into reality. Bud versus Mel. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it, man. I'd definitely like to see that fight because people are knowing damn well that it's not going to be an easy fight for Mel. It doesn't matter if he's fighting at 54. It doesn't matter what we just seen with him and Brian Castano. Brian Castano and Bud Crawford are 2 different fighters. Let's understand that. Crystal clear. They're 2 different boxers, man. He said you got it all wrong. Bob Arum said with all the money he lost on Terrence Crawford, he could have bought a house in Beverly Hills instead because Crawford isn't a draw and don't want to sell his fights. Listen, I don't have it all wrong. I don't have it all wrong. Did you hear what I said? He lost a lot of money because Crawford negotiated his contract perfectly. He had a high guarantee. How can that wrong? That is absolutely fact. Bob Arum lost money. Do you know what a cap is for non-pay-per-view fighters? Don't you know they have a cap? It's either under $1 million, at $1 million, over $1 million, or below $2 million. They really don't go in here and give fighters guarantees that's not really rocking out like that on pay-per-view. I know everything that Bob said, that Terrence Crawford didn't want to do interviews. He don't help promote his fight and everything like that. But he lost money because there was no way for him to get that guarantee back if Crawford wasn't out here doing pay-per-views. What you telling is same retreaded, recycled information, bro. I'm not coming at you disrespectfully. But you come in here and tell me I got it all wrong. No, you need to listen to several lies upon many moons ago. All that what you saying is nothing new. How can I, of all people, not understand of what Bob Arum said? You busy talking about he isn't a draw and don't want to sell fights. How he don't want to sell fights? He can sit up here and do an interview with ESPN. What does that have to do with anything? It's according to how much they promo the fight. What does Crawford have to do with it? He can do an interview and people say, oh, he's not a good interviewer. What does that have to do with anything? They've been known that he didn't want to fuck with media. What does that have to do with it? There's no option to promote. It was nothing in the contract that's saying he has to promote himself. He has to spend a certain amount of minutes in front of the camera. He has a mandatory 5 interviews upon fight week that he has to do, or in fight camp, a mandatory 5 interviews he has to do. Man, he had a high guarantee. Bob Arum lost money on Crawford because there was no way for him to recoup that money. Imagine not being a pay-per-view star and you getting a $6 million guarantee, a 3 to 6 guarantee, whatever the numbers are. Jay Ocho on deck. What's good? Nobody cares about Bob's Malibu dream home he never got. That's his fault, not Bud. Man, they acting like this dude's coming here and talking about you got it all wrong. That's public information what you just mentioned. But there's walls in between that has writing on them. You need to read those walls, man. All that shit is public record as to what he truly meant. You're thinking it's because he ain't putting butts in the seats, bro. Come on, man. Crawford was putting butts in the seats. Y'all just want to take one fight. All right. You want to take one fight that people want to talk about when he fought a lightweight, a guy from 2 divisions down, and you want to hype on those numbers of him potentially doing 350K. And that's all you want to talk about, as if that's Spence. Spence ain't putting butts in the seats either, because when he was at Frisco, Jerry Jones is on record as saying he bought the house. He bought every freaking ticket. So where is he putting butts in the seat? It seems like the person who lost the most money is over there at PBC, because they can't seem to make a simple fight that's considered one of the biggest. That's where you should look. You should look over that way and not worry about what Bob said. You should worry about what Al isn't saying. Why fighters' spouses getting on there talking about he broke, their fighters broken, all this shit? Why isn't people seeming like they super happy outside of Caleb Plant? Because Caleb Plant is super happy. They found the money for Plant because he was fighting Canelo. They found the money. The money's there now. It's just not for Crawford Spence. The money is there. It's always money. They print money. It's always money here. Real talk. It's always money here. How they don't have 10 for Bud? Good question. How they don't? You can't look how they don't. You're talking about giving a man a 3-fight deal. You want him to fight below what he was getting. Guaranteed money when Bob was saying he can buy a house in Beverly Hills, shawty. Well, what are we talking about? You want him to do multiple fights? I thought they only had 1 fight. I thought Spence said 1 fight. Now all of a sudden, I want to lock you in for multiple fights. And if you divide the fights, yeah, it's gonna come up lower than what he was making. Man, come on, man. Shout out to Bud for standing on his motherfucking square, trying to take those jars of pennies. As a man, do what's best for him and his career moving forward. That should be any fighter for sure. All Bud could do was beat the shit out of every opponent Bob set him up with, and he did that. He surely did. Just ask Amir Khan. Just ask Kavalauskas. Just ask the referee in the 12th round when Jose Benavidez felt that right uppercut. Yeah, just ask him. Ask Jeff Horn. You know what I'm saying? Hey, ask Kell Brook in the 4th. Ask Sean Porter. Bing, bang, bang. Ask him. Ask him how's retirement, bro. Man, come on, man. They can't mess with Crawford. They ran out of content. They don't know what to talk about now. They can't mess with Crawford. They know that shit. Bud might be Jamal too. Jamal at this point in time seems like he's unfocused. You know, I wouldn't want Bud to fight Maul, even though if it was for the WBC title, only if it was for the WBC title. They would have to put the WBC middleweight title on the line. Period. It can happen. It can happen. You know, but Maul don't seem like he's focused right now. He pulled out of the fight. He doesn't seem like he's focused. I want Bud to get full maximum credit for being one of those twins. I want to be maximized for real. I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to see the clickbaiters come back on the, well, we know Crawford took full advantage of Maul having personal problems. You know, Johnny, don't you agree, Johnny? I know, buddy. Man, he just took advantage. That's all Crawford does is take advantage of people. You know, Crawford ain't going to be able to win on this YTC shit, dog. They're going to say they took advantage of Maul when he was going through some personal issues. You know? And then he go in there and beat Mel. Well, you know, when it come down to Mel, he was probably feeling a little bit of what Maul was feeling. They twins, you know. So one person having personal problems, both of them having personal problems. So see, goddamn it, Crawford, man, he a sneaky guy. He clever. Telling you, bro, they'll blame Crawford for everything. Real talk, Bud hold all the cards. The YTC community don't want to say that. Well, it is people out here like myself and others who have said that. It just comes down to the individuals that chose to flood, you know, the YTC with the sewer water. That's all. They flooded it out with sewer water and it became contaminated. And then the people that wanted to come to the YTC to listen to some boxing talk about this subject, they're still trying to recover from that. They're telling their doctors the medication just don't work. It's going to take them a long time to detox from this shit because this shit is polluted, contaminated, and it's unfortunate, man. We really don't have an idea when the fight's going to be announced. Now they're trying to come up with storylines on who Errol Spence should fight next. You know what? Tell them to goddamn sanction a fight with Marvelous Jarvis. Yeah. Sanction a fight with a sparring partner. Do something like that, dog. You know, and then just to stall time for 2023, you know, let you and Marvelous Jarvis fight, get him a paycheck, and then hopefully something at the end of the year into 2023, something can change. You know what I'm saying? Go to some of these private business parties, talk and shake hands, rub elbows with some new investors, and let's try to make this fight happen in 23. Let's stop playing. Let's stop freaking playing, man. Damn. Shout out to my guy, Big Blunts and Boxing. Salute to your brother always. OG, salute to you. How you feeling? To be honest, man, I'm not feeling that good. I'm just trying to, you know, break out the funk, man. You know, that's all I'm trying to do, man. I'm just trying to break out this funk because I find myself daydreaming too much. But, you know, yeah. Cooking with Sir Senior said Bud KO you and that's his advantage. Bud KO you and that's his advantage. Yeah. Bud get the job done for real. Thanks for asking that, Big Blunts and Boxing. Salute. King Mitch on that. What's good? Come back. What up? What up with it, Mitch? You know what I'm saying? They gave Usyk $9 million extra if he beat Joshua. Yeah, that $9 million bonus, huh? It doesn't get any prettier than that. Look, 40 plus total, but the PBC can't find dollars for Bud. I know. Look, that's why the heavyweight division is buzzing right now. It may not be their favorite fighter, but it's still buzzing. I mean, Usyk is feeling really nice right now. 9 million extra. So you need to ask yourself, is Glenn Feldman, was he a part of the 9 mil too? Because when I was reviewing the scorecards, right? Glenn Feldman had Joshua 5-1 after the 6th round. Yeah, Glenn Feldman. Okay, I shall produce receipts because I don't want to be, accused of fake news. But yeah, Glenn Feldman is considered to be one of those hands that was palm up, and he might have received the orders. You know what I'm saying? Because he had Joshua after 6 up 5 rounds to 1. Somebody explain that shit to me. Somebody explain to me how Glenn Feldman had Joshua winning 5 of the first 6 rounds. You got some explain to do, but no, not really. You know why he doesn't? Because that's boxing. Boxing always has some sense of corruption, don't it? I'm not here trying to preach to y'all, shouty. I'm not here trying to do any of that. All I'm saying is this is nothing new when it comes to the judges. I tell you, as long as they have the third man in the ring and the 3 judges on the outside apron, whatever fight that they want to be in their favor for the benefit, for whatever it is, whatever fighter they're trying to move, the avenue of approach they're trying to take, what's leading up to this, what's the scheme of maneuver, which fighter they're trying to push, it'll always work out, period. Especially if Lawrence Cole is in there. Especially if Lawrence Cole in there. He gives no fucks. Lawrence Cole will do shit right in front of you, and he doesn't give a damn. He's locked in. Ain't nobody fucking with him. And it's going to be a lot of other fighters that feel his wrath, and there's nothing they can do. Seriously. If you want a certain fighter to win, Lawrence Cole's that guy. Just ask Yordenis Ugas. You should remember, just ask Yordenis Ugas. But look at that scorecard right there. How Glenn Feldman is going to have Anthony Joshua leading 5 rounds to 1 after the 6th, dog. How is that possible? Y'all let me know how is that possible? How is that possible? Forget the rest of the scorecard. Forget the rest of the scorecards, because it was even. let me produce another receipt. Somebody look at this scorecard, right? Okay, look at the scorecard in the middle, right? Just look at the scorecard in the middle and go all the way to the 12th round. All right. So I want you all to do me a favor. Use your intellectual blinkers. Shine that light on the 12th round in the middle of the scorecard and tell me how in the hell he came up with that. Somebody tell me that you're not at a point right now that you're acclimated to the corruption that's in boxing. Tell me, how did that 12th round be scored by Glenn Feldman? Somebody explain that to me. From the 12th round I looked at and you looked at, why does his 12th round does not match up with his constituents? How can Glenn Feldman have 5 rounds to 1 in favor of Joshua, and then in the last 3 rounds, which we clearly seen Oleksandr Usyk dominate? What does that say, people? What does that say? Glenn Feldman gave Joshua the 12th round. Glenn Feldman gave Joshua the 10th round. I mean, the 12th round. He scored him a 10 and scored Alexander Usyk a 9. Moving on. Moving on. If it comes up to you, let me know if something pops up on you. You know what I'm saying? But just process that for a little bit. Just process it. That's all. I for sure thought they was gonna rob Usyk. Hey, one judge he was trying to, but he found out the fight wasn't gonna go that way, so he had to hurry up and recover, so he wouldn't look like Adeline Bird. Adeline Bird. You know what I'm saying? He had to hurry up and cover, bro. They're gonna cheat you, beat you for real, and it's sad all the time. All the time. People should never act like boxing is something new when it comes to corruption. That's just the way it is, man. They're gonna continue to be the same. It's just all about who get fucked over. Just like Ice Cube said with no Vaseline. It's all about who's gonna get fucked over. That's the deal. Who's gonna get fucked over? And that's the big deal with Crawford Spence. That's why Crawford didn't want the fight to be in Texas. He truly feels there's no way that he can win unless he stops him. And I'm saying, Crawford, that's what you do. That's your MO. You go in there and stop guys. Make Errol Spence lucky number 7. But then again, we have to worry about them not letting y'all engage. You possibly having a point taken away for something stupid. You know what I'm saying? Him keep warning you, hey, keep him up. What? You know what I'm saying? It can be some frustration. It can be some petty shit that goes on in there if that fight is in Texas. Because it's going to be a lot of money, on the line if these two was to go to Texas and fight. A lot of freaking money. A lot of money on the line, y'all. That's why I can't be in Texas. If it's in Vegas, cool. They want to decide to bring it down here to the A, for sure. Let's do it. Let's bring it down here to the A. But a lot of people, they want to hate on the A because, they don't consider us a mecca of boxing, which we isn't. We ain't. We never said we was. But if this fight come down here, I guarantee you people going to be like, huh? Hey, mark my calendar. I'm going to the motherfucking fight. They're going to call up their people who know some people. You know what I'm saying? And all those people going to get together. They say, hey, man, let's go to the fight. This is the biggest fight in boxing, man. Spence and Crawford is right here in Atlanta, man. Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And that should be star-studded. Star-studded. Now you come down here with your wife. Marriages might be broken up because these strippers on a whole nother level now. I'm just telling you, they work full-time, overtime, all the time. I'm just telling you before you come down here, this fight is made. Don't come down here holding hands, skipping through the city. Then say, baby, you tired? You seem tired. You sleepy? Yeah, I'm sleepy. I'm gonna turn in. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. I'm giving you fair warning, dog. Well, I'm just gonna go hang out in the lobby and do some media shit. Okay. All right. Shit. Don't do it. They will find your ass out in Magic City. They already know the location. They got the tracking device before you even came down here to Atlanta. I'm telling you. Hey, you won't be the first one who have fell victim. You won't be the first one. Feel me? I hope that fight comes down here out of nowhere. I hope they say, yeah, it's going to be in the A. Man, I'm going to be sitting kicked up with my, man, please. Facts, extra petty crap like letting EJ get away with all his low blows. Hey, man, they say he going to the body, though. That's what they say, Sir Senior. They say he going to the body. That's not low blows. You know what I'm saying? The only time it's low blows is when we go back to Amir Khan Crawford. They'll say, that shouldn't even been a victory because he hit him low. Listen, Amir Khan could have continued, but he was getting his ass beat. So to put a halt to the ass whooping, Amir Khan took upon himself to quit. That's all. I was there. He quit. Crawford already knocked him down. Amir Khan found a way out and he quit. You know what I'm saying? Because Crawford was touching them up. He was dropping them hammers on them. and he didn't want to do it. Hey, we don't mind Errol Spence being lucky number 7, but it cannot happen unless the fight is signed on both sides. Through all the ratchetness that went on, talking about the fight sign, it's looking, it's closing, it's nearing. All of those words does not define a confirmation. Period. All those words that was out here, from Brian Custer saying it's looking, and then all the other writers, it's closing, it's nearing, it meant absolutely zero, because none of them are a definitive confirmation that something is about to happen. Signed, sealed, delivered. Nothing. It's just good for talk. It brings the ratings up a little bit. It'll allow that individual to get some buzz on Twitter. It'll allow people to then respond and retweet and all this other shit. But ultimately, it's exactly what I said. The YTC did absolutely nothing to make this fight happen. Shout out to Jannar Hill. Salute to you. Salute World Combat Sports. Burn the Box is live now. Bernie just gave you a shout and condolences to your family. Bro, you lying. Look, I didn't even say anything. But let me tell you how real people are, right? Yeah, that kind of fucked me up. When I was at my sister's funeral, Bernie the Boxer called me. Even though he said that it was for somebody else, he called me. And I said, hey, it's good you call, because he didn't know. I said, this WCS. And then he said, okay. You know how fast Bernie talk, right? And I said, man, appreciate you calling though. I'm at my sister's funeral, man. You know, we'll talk. You know, he said, hey, sorry for your loss, this, that, and the other. I said, no doubt, Bernie. But you know what it is, pound for pound. You know, I was just talking my shit. I said, thank you, man. All right. You know, I said, thanks for calling. So when I got back, away from everything, I said, hey, Bernie, thanks for reaching out, man. Because everything happened for a reason. I'm with my family, and all of a sudden, Bernie the Boxer calls. He's the only one that called me on that day. I didn't even mention anything about it. I appreciate the brother reaching out, because it was meant to be for whatever reason. Because, you know, my mind was on other shit. But, you know, everything happens for a reason, man. Hey, appreciate you, Bernie. You know what I'm saying? I told you, man. You know, you kind of lifted me up. You know, people going to continue to ask me what happened, man. I'm just going to tell you, my sister committed suicide. All right. But I'll talk later, man. I'll talk to y'all another day. Appreciate y'all pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all pulling up. Salute to the supporters. Shout out to Bernie the Boxing Team, Bud Crawford. But I got to bounce.